Hey everyone, so this is actually a great announcement for the People's Party of Canada, and I'm going to be referencing the article from iPolitics instead of that ridiculous hit piece from CBC News. I'll post a link to both in the description of this video so you can see the glaring difference in regards to a reporter or someone from a media organization that's trying to be at least somewhat objective and unbiased, as opposed to a pure, full-on, politically biased propagandist hit piece. Like the glaring difference, I mean, it's so in your face that it's undeniable. Well, except for people that just want to close their eyes and pretend otherwise, right? Anyways, like I say, so this out of iPolitics with a headline, People's Party of Canada unveils first candidates. So yeah, this is the announcement in regards to two women that are running for the People's Party of Canada in British Columbia. And I mean, think about it. First and foremost, if you're a leftist, right, one of these collectivists or these authoritarian feminists or social justice warriors, I thought you were all about women and promoting women, right? Isn't that kind of your shtick, your thing? Well, why do you reserve so much hatred for these women? Oh, that's right, too. They don't align with your political ideology. So in reality, like I say, these feminists, these SJWs, these collectivists, that they don't give a shit about like minorities or women. They don't care about any of that. They only care about power and if you align with their cult, their religion, their ideology. This being reported by Charlie Pinkerton, and it's published January 8th, 2019. The People's Party of Canada on Monday publicly introduced its first ever electoral candidates as it begins preparations for expected by-elections in British Columbia later this year. Laura-Lynn Tyler Thompson will represent the PPC in Burnaby South, while Jennifer M. Clark is the candidate in Nanaimo Ladysmith, the party announced on Twitter. Both ridings were won by the NDP in 2015, with Kendi Stewart narrowly securing re-election in Burnaby South and rookie Sheila Malcolmson taking Nanaimo Ladysmith by nearly 10 percentage points. Stewart resigned last September to successfully seek election as mayor of Vancouver, while Sheila Malcolmson stepped down earlier this month to run for the provincial NDP in Nanaimo. No date has been set for either by-election. Anyways, before I even continue on, I just want to say congratulations to both of these fine ladies. And I suspect they are fine ladies. I don't know them personally, but if they want to step up to the plate and join the People's Party of Canada, well, I have an initial suspicion that they care about the things that I care about. Or at least I sure hope so, and we'll find out as we go along. But at the very least, we can say that the two candidates, the two first candidates that the PPC has put out and put forth to run in these elections are women. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I don't really care what's between your legs per se, right? Or whether you have the XX or XY chromosome, or how you choose to identify as far as your gender. I care about what's going on up in here. And if you're willing to stand in defense of individual rights and freedom and a sense of proper morality and ethics, then yeah, we're aligned. And I don't care where you come from as far as the political spectrum or your past associations with particular parties. Like I say, I'm an ideas kind of guy. I care about what's in your mind, right? Not your skin color, not your gender, not your economic status, but are you a good person? And like I suspect, whether they are men or women, the people that want to join up and be candidates and advocates of the PPC, I think initially you're going to find out, Canada, that these are just darn good people. That they're not just seeking power. I mean, just look at the way the media has been talking about the PPC, like 1% of support. So anyone that wants to step up and become a candidate for the PPC, they're not doing it for the fame, glory, or the fortune that they're going to accumulate as a result. They know they're going to be attacked, derided, insulted, and painted as the worst kind of people ever. So yeah, these are people that are courageous, principled, and seemingly full of moral convictions. The daughter of missionaries Tyler Thompson grew up in Uganda. She fled to Canada in 1973 once Ugandan dictator Idi Amin seized the presidency through a military coup and began expelling many non-African populations. An evangelist, Tyler Thompson has worked as a reporter and then a television personality, including locally in Surrey on the multi-faith, multicultural Vision TV and for the 700 Club Canada, a daily Christian talk show. She wrote in a Facebook post that she first thought about running for a seat in Parliament after visiting Ottawa in early 2018. She was in the capital for a national prayer breakfast and sat in on a question period. That day changed my life, she said on Facebook. I became extremely aware that Canada was changing very fast. I saw laws being made that did not represent the grassroots conservative folks in Canada. It was alarming to see the speed at which our country was changing. Tyler Thompson said she tried to run for the Conservative Party, but it rejected her on 2 separate occasions. The Conservative Party rejected. Like, this woman, just based on the resume so far, it seems like she would be someone that this Conservative Party would be openly embracing and accepting of, right? But like I say, not in Kanakistan, not in modern Canada. No. Like I say, the left and the right, they've come together and they become very authoritarian. That's what happens. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And the Conservatives and Liberals have maintained a lot of power for far too long. The electoral district associations were totally supportive, but the higher-ups felt I was too outspoken, she said. Oh, Lord forbid a woman that's got something to say and something on her mind and is willing to say it, right? Isn't that something we're supposed to be promoting these days, like I say? Well, not if you're one of these ultra-orthodox social conservatives that are all about the ideology of collectivism and have rejected their Christianity roots. The Conservative Party did not respond to a request from My Politics seeking comment prior to publication. In October, she ran for the school board in Burnaby on a platform of opposing British Columbia's sexual orientation and gender identity, known as SOGI, resource in school. During the campaign, she took part in several anti-SOGI demonstrations, according to Global News. She finished in 11th place. Anyways, let me just point out, because I did remember reading from another article in regards or pertaining to that, is she's against gender fluidity. And I mean, just look up what that term means, folks. I mean, the ideologues on the left try to put forward that your gender, it could be fluid. You might decide to be a guy now. Maybe tomorrow you want to be a girl. Maybe another day you decide you don't even want to be either. Maybe you want to be a unicorn. I'm using that as a little bit of a hyperbole. I get it, but no. Gender fluidity, right? So you pick one. Anytime you want, you can just change it whenever you want. Could you blame this woman? I mean, you don't even have to be a Christian fundamentalist to understand how insane that sounds. Tyler Thompson will run in Burnaby South against NDP leader Jagmeet Singh, Conservative candidate Jay Shin, and Liberal candidate Karen Wang. Green Party leader Elizabeth May has said the party will not run a candidate in the by-election as a leader courtesy to Singh. That's the other thing. Think about how racist the left are, like the NDPs are. Oh, we got to put Singh in a riding that has a lot of Sikhs or people that identify with the same skin color or background as this guy. Oh, they'll vote for him for sure. Like I say, the left are the most racist people you'll ever meet in your life. And that's just an honest and truthful statement, folks. I mean, you probably know that in your own personal life, right? Just look to the racist people and ask where they align politically. You'll find out, actually, as much as you might think a lot of those far-righters are, you'll find out that actually it's way more of the lefties that use different language. They don't pronounce their racism quite as blatantly as some of those on the far right, but their kind of racism is more of, oh, those poor black people, they need our help, right? That's a worse kind of racism. At least just a blatant racism that comes out of a stance of ignorance, right? Well, I mean, that's like, who cares about those dipshits? But the ones that think, oh, the black people or the Muslims or the LGBT, they're just so lowly and so nothing. They need us to protect them from everything else. Like I say, that's the worst kind of racism and stereotyping that you would ever. I sure as shit wouldn't want anyone to come at me like, oh, you got to protect me because I'm just such a helpless, useless person, right? Anyways, moving on. Much like Tyler Thompson, Clark said she had a nomination bid rejected by the Conservatives. She also ran an unsuccessful campaign for a position on a BC school board last fall where she voiced opposition to the SOGI curriculum, according to the reporting by Nanaimo Bulletin. Clark finished 14th out of 20 candidates in the Nanaimo Ladysmith School Trustee election. About a month after the school board elections, finance planner John Hurst was chosen as the CPC candidate for the federal riding of Nanaimo Ladysmith. According to the Riding Association, Hurst was chosen by a convincing vote of 147 to 81 over Clark. Clark herself works in the financial planning, though she spent around 2 decades in the healthcare field, she told iPolitics. Like I say, it's the ones that represent the establishment in the country. Now, they're trying to point to everyone else because really what it is their internal monologue in their brain is a complete reflection and a mirror representation of who they are. They're just trying to project what's going on in their own mind onto everyone else. That's what I'm here for. Trying to break through that kind of nonsense. Trying to break through that kind of foolishness. Trying to break through that kind of rhetoric. Anyways, like I say, congrats to these ladies. Kudos to you for stepping up the plate. It's not going to be easy. You're delving into an area that, and I hope it does not corrupt you. Please, ladies, if you get to see this video, please remain steadfast in your principles, especially in regards to the fundamental aspects of what being a free human being is all about. If you stick to those principles, yeah, you got my support. Well, you've already got my support initially, but as with everyone else out there in the political realm, I'm going to hold you to account too. But already I'm saying this is a great thing. I'm very appreciative of these ladies to step up the plate and challenge the status quo. It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.